Breaking news: Nigerians group writes Tinubu seeks immediate suspension of Matawalle as minister over alleged corruption, terror sponsoring. Guys, it's happening. A group, Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, has called on the president, Bola Tinubu, to immediately suspend Bello Matawalle as the Minister of State for Defense. Now, the organization also urged President Tinubu to direct the Anti-Corruption Body Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, to probe the alleged misappropriation of Zamfara state resources by Matawalle, who is the immediate former governor of the state. In a letter dated November 8, 2023, an address to the president, the global coordinator of the group, Comrade Frederick Omoyama, made reference to an interview granted to Ariwa Twitter by the State Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Abdul Lamik, in which he accused Matawalle of sponsoring terrorism and misappropriating public funds. The organization has urged Tinubu to ensure that Matawalle is immediately suspended from office and prosecuted. They've urged the president to direct the EFCC to make sure they investigate the huge misappropriation of the resources of the people of Zamfara state, as firmly alleged. They've asked the president to probe this man, because why and how the State Security Service cleared Matawalle for ministerial appointment against these weighty allegations, when this man has a dented character, a dented personality, a stained character, and is being approved for appointments? How? So they've addressed to the president that they should take note of this. This man granted asylum to at the government house to bandits. How can someone who granted asylum to bandits to be a minister of defense, someone that pampered bandits, someone that gave room to bandits, negotiated with bandits, he was distributing Hilux vans to bandits, but couldn't even invest in mass transit for the people of his own state? So is it that these weighty allegations means that the activities of Matawalle pose a huge danger to national and regional security, and they make him the Minister of Defense? How? Though the terrorists of Matawalle may have their base in Zamfara state, they might also extend their murderous activities to other states of the Federation. Recall that 63,101 Nigerians were killed during the administration of your predecessor. 1,228 of most patriots were killed during the first quarter of 2023, and at least 900 persons were kidnapped, and the number is still counting under this administration. The criminal network may not be unconnected with the unresolved disappearance of 178,459 arms and ammunition from the armory of the Nigerian police, and most of the huge sum of money budgeted into the security go into the drain, because terrorism and the blood of the people of Zamfara now is a big business for some persons in and out of the government. Most people were slaughtered. In fact, there were mass burials. Villages were being razed. How come? Millions of residents became refugees in their own countries. And in this realization, the Niger State governor just established a refugee commission to address the problems. That's the problems of internally displaced persons. Internally displaced persons. And in some part of Nigeria, the citizens reportedly pay tax to terrorists, including Niger State. So if you look at all these things, as the chairman of ECOWAS, it is a regional risk. It is a regional security risk if you continue to sustain the appointment of a sponsor of terrorism as a Minister of State for Defense. It also means that the national resources and the classified information will be freely shared with terrorists. Nigerians are not safe in the hands of Matawalle as the Minister of Defense. Recall that the US government had sanctioned 6 Nigerian sponsors of terrorism who were named by the government of United Arab Emirates. Till date, the suspects have been shielded by the Nigerian government from prosecution. Now, the case of Matawalle has further exposed this evil act. So at this point, they've made it known that the president needs to do the rightful thing if he truly wants this country to be secured. If not, well, anyhow we see it, we take it all. Because the same man who wrecked Zamfara State in his 4 years as governor, allegedly funding bandits, granting them amnesty, someone who has zero knowledge and experience about national defense, is now the Minister of State for Defense. With all the evidence of corruption against him, he is still the minister. Now, how can Nigeria ever move forward? How can this country move forward? As far as we're all concerned, our national security has been compromised. So has the economic and the well-being of Nigerians. And a lot of people are okay with that. Most of them are putting up regional, ethnic, and personal interests before the interest of this nation. So at this point, is it possible for asking corruption to fight corruption? Is it possible? Well, at this point, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. But then, how would the president go about this? Because if you look at this thing, a man who forged certificates appointed a corrupt man as minister. Are they not all in the same WhatsApp group? Well, now so it be. Nigeria is complicated. Join APC and your sins will be forgiven. But then, Matawalle has no business handling any office after his mismanagement of Zamfara State economy and the security situation. He's an enabler of bandits. He should be in the EFCC's net as we speak, even prison. But no, he is going around walking scot-free. And now, there's been a request to the president to suspend Matawalle. In fact, he should be removed over his alleged corruption and also a major sponsor of terrorism in Zamfara State. My country people, what are your thoughts on this? This is a very serious issue. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly